Hey, what's going on? I'm back again. Man, what a day. What a day it's been. What a wonderful day. Man, recently, okay, so I have a few different things I want to talk about. I went back on stage a second time after the first time. That's kind of how math works, and it felt a little rough. So, I went in with some new jokes. I came up with some. I don't even know if we're calling them jokes these days. No, I'm just kidding. I came up with this idea to tell some jokes about people who ride motorcycles and how they can be selfish. I don't know. Thinking more about it, maybe selfish isn't the right description, the right word. But I kind of just shared like some of my observations about people who ride motorcycles. How I always have to get out of their way, and they're always making a bunch of noise with their motorcycle. Like, who needs to hear that, you know? And they're never like, hey, you need a ride? I got an extra space. You know, that doesn't happen. And yeah. It was all right. I when I first went up on stage, I was trying to make a quick joke about how people go to see comedy, blah, 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 for different reasons, blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, to laugh or to relax or to, you know, deal with stress. I don't know, to be distracted. I don't know. And so I just said, but just reminder, guys, like you only gave up $4 to get in here. So I was trying to like show that you didn't really give a lot, so don't expect a lot. And not one single laugh. It was just like silence, you know? Just like dead silence. And so then in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, that didn't go well. And so I moved on to the motorcycle jokes. And it felt like I talked for a long time until I finally got a joke. I finally got a laugh. But maybe what I'm realizing is that it's all about the perspective. Maybe I'm not supposed to expect to get laughs. I do want to get up there and get more comfortable being on stage, and so I'm trying to realize that okay, it's about the experience, it's about the journey, you know, as some people say. Okay, here's the good that happened. I believe I talked a little bit clearer, and I didn't give as much as and which I did on the first time. I also was able to stay up there for 5 minutes, and I was able to get up there for 5 minutes and get off. The first time I ended up being up there for a little bit too long, which was about 7 minutes. So that's one thing I wanted to do a better job at. So I was able to do that. I got a couple laughs, and I felt a little bit less nervous being up there. It was only the second time, but I was just watching the video today about this guy giving advice about comedians. He's like, when you do comedy and you go up 20 or 30 times, maybe at that point you can start to get a little bit more relaxed, or you can start to focus on, well, how does this joke make sense? Or is this joke funny? Do I need to add or tweak this? And he's like, it's not about the material. It's really not about the material. That I need to be focusing on getting comfortable on stage, talking clearly, addressing the crowd, you know, not looking down, which is something that I did the first time, which was just a nervous thing. You know, I'm kind of looking down. I think I did a better job of that on my second time. But anyways, it's only been 2 times. What am I expecting here? You know, I think that's actually the problem, is sometimes I do have high expectations. Not just for me, but just for like all scenarios. Okay, here's an example. Man. Me and the family, we decided, hey, let's go watch this new movie, Supergirl. Wow. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a big complainer, but the movie just wasn't good. And it is a little bit sad. It's a little bit disappointing because I know they dropped a ton of money for this movie because there was a ton of CGI and you know, movies just cost money, whatever. But I couldn't figure it out. Like, is it the acting? The main girl, she just came off. I'm not an actor, and I'm not like anybody that maybe has a right to critique, but it just felt really slow, and I don't know if it was the writing. I don't know, man. I kind of was like, man, is this just a waste? Like, what did we do here? We'll never get that time back here. Ugh. I was just like, in my mind, so I used to do this thing when I go watch a movie. I'd be like, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. Trying to psych myself up or down so that it would be good. And I kept thinking, oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. And it was bad. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Let me think. What's his name was in the movie? Jason Momoa. He added some comedy relief, which if that wasn't there, oh boy, it would have been really rough. The one guy who played the villain, I felt like he did a pretty good job in his role. And the girl who played Supergirl, I guess she kind of like, I don't know, man. She looked young. She didn't really look her age. And then she was like drinking all the time. So it's like, that's not very responsible. You're a superhero. You shouldn't be doing that. And then there was another girl in the movie who, unfortunately, her family had got murdered and she survived. And she had all this like rage and all this, she wanted to get vengeance on the person who killed her family, which turned out to be the villain. But like she had like no skills, I guess she was young or whatever. And then she had a British accent in space, and my son's like, how can you be space British? How can you be space British? That's pretty funny. I did watch another movie, but I'm actually not going to talk about the movie. You need to go watch, well, you're not going to watch this and then not see the other thing, but okay, let me just share my perspective. Have you seen the trailer? I'll just ask a question. Have you seen the trailer that Drewski came out with for Joe Jackson? Hilarious, man. You got to watch this video. You got to watch this trailer. You got to watch it more than once. It's already got tons of views. And someone left a comment. They're like, man, this whole trailer was about Joe Jackson trying to get his belt off. And the lady who played his wife, which I can't think of her name right now, but this lady deserves an Oscar for this trailer. Like, she was like, I'm tired, Joe. I'm tired. The boys are tired, Joe. Like, okay, whatever I just did, it didn't really explain how good of an actress she was, but I felt like she like really did a good job. Drewski was pretty funny, man. He's like, hit records. Jackson 5. Wake up, dance. Go to sleep, dance. How many times, Tito, I gotta tell you? It's 1, 2, snap. 1, snap, step, snap, step. I think I messed it up. But anyways, it was funny, man. You gotta go check it out. You gotta go check it out, man. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, buddy. Sorry, I'm just like running my mouth here. So I don't know when I'm going to go back on stage to do comedy again. I don't know. After that first time and then the second time, no, I'm probably going to go back up again next week. But man, talk about a lot of good feedback. On my last one that I just did, when I was finishing, I was kind of like, I don't know. It felt really rough, and it was just like, oh, what am I doing? I look like a floating head on stage. Because I was wearing black, like a black shirt, and the background and the lighting was like really dark, so it was just like a large floating head with a bad hairline. Like, hey, what do you think about these motorcycles, huh? Can you believe these motorcycles? Man, they just never get out of my way, man. And then I shared another story about a McDonald's story, which it was all right. It's like whenever you like try to make something, have you ever noticed whenever you try to make something You're your own worst critic. And that's how I feel in some ways. But at the same time, it's like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I doing? What am I expecting? Have you ever heard the saying, comparison is like the thief of joy? I probably said it wrong, but whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. I can say however I want to say it. This is my podcast. What are you going to do? I only got 9 followers here on Spotify. I mean, what are you going to do about it? Oh, you should post your podcast on Apple Podcasts. Why? Why would I do that? All right, I'm sorry. I'm getting mad for no reason. Sometimes I do that. I kind of overreact, in situations. Don't cry over spilt milk. Anyways, yeah. If you're still listening to this, you are a miracle. You are a miracle. You're amazing. And I hope you have a good day.